I'm Tiffany, this is Daniel, and we're with Stunning Stays. We're here today to talk about what makes us so unique. There is one thing that makes us unique from other property management companies in the short-term rental space, and that is that we inspect every unit before and after a guest. Now, Daniel, why would you say this is so important?
It's super important to check it before and after each guest because the entire business of short-term rentals is dependent on the guest experience. So you want to check it to make sure that you have the highest level, highest standards for how clean it is, and everything's in proper order and it's ready for a guest to check in. So we definitely need it to be of the highest standard for checking in, and we also want to check it afterwards to see if there's any damages or anything that needs to be taken care of. How are the supplies, paper towels, consumables, toilet paper, your other soaps and linen, those sort of things. So if there happens to be any damage, if there is a coverage or if it's covered underneath the different policies, you want to make sure you can respond to that quickly. File a claim if needs be before the time is up. Usually there's about a 10-day window after the guest checks out to handle those sort of things. So it's definitely one of the things that makes us unique, that we check the properties before each guest and after each guest.
But some people say, oh, my cleaners will check it. Now, what makes us unique, we don't have our cleaners check the property. We have an inspector go into the property after the cleaners because we feel very heavily that when a cleaner is cleaning, if you're in the property for so long, at some point you're going to miss something. To have a second set of eyes after the cleaners before the guest comes in is what makes us unique. It's not the cleaners checking the home, it's actually an inspector checking the home, making sure that that property is prime for the guest to enter. And then after, like you spoke about, we have an inspector, not the cleaners. The cleaners go clean. They don't inspect the property because it's important that you have a second set of eyes. Because how many people have gone in and the cleaners missed something? That's going to happen unless you have someone else go in. And that's why we send someone else besides the cleaners to go in and check the property and make sure it's to our standards and not just someone else's standards. This is what makes us unique. So if you're managing a short-term rental or if you have yours, make sure you're checking it before and after the guests come in and not the cleaners, but you're doing it. And that's very important in the short-term rental space.